I think I'm ready. Good. Let's start. Yeah, the loading time isn't too short. That's true. Oh, look at that. It's a logo. Really?
Thrilled, Miss Pendry.
It's stolen! Oh my god! The return of the Raven.
The Raven's heir. Soon as one of them's caught, another one takes his place. Hey, Harold, have you read this? Harold?
Yo, Harold!
Harold?
Where the heck are you, Harold? Ah.
Harold? You hear me?
Ooh.
This is no time for fun and games.
Damn alright.
Calm down. I'm a copper. We're on the same side.
Copper, what are you doing here? And where's Harold?
Harold? There's another guard back there unconscious. That's probably him. The Eye of the Sphinx. Where is it?
It's there.
I think
Then he hasn't got it yet.
he is the thief.
The Raven's heir.
Policeman.
Turn it off. He's gonna steal the eye.
But how do you know?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is that we catch him. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
Do you understand? You and me, mate, we'll be heroes.
Yeah, hero!
All right, now, we just have to...
Never.
what?
Stop! You're under arrest!
Ooh, that's a nice mask. It's not Skyrim, but 3D graphics. Yes, that's good. You gotta mention this right here, because you're not gonna see any scenery in the next scene. Brilliant. Gameplay logic. Okay. I think this is one of the few games that has credits in front of playing. I mean, at start. I don't really recall any game that would actually show you the credits in the beginning. I can't think of one that did that since the 90s. Diebstahl in London. God. It's gonna be fun, those Germans. It's gonna be really funny.
Hands up!
I don't have time to play. I'm on duty.
Ooh, this is in-game graphic.
You're funny. But you don't look like a real cop. You don't even have a revolver.
Of course, he has a revolver. He's not gonna wave it around in your face.
Disturbing a Swiss officer while he reads a crime novel is a very serious offense. I will arrest you.
But I have a pistol, and you don't.
Who
Where
is he?
in the world is it so dangerous that I need a pistol? And who might you be?
My name is Matthew Miller,
And where are you from, Matthew Miller?
from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. But my mom and I live in England now. She's taking care of some rich old lady. We're on our way to Venice at the moment. We're taking a cruise on a big ship.
Impressive. You've already seen half the world. I've spent my entire life in Switzerland.
Must be really boring.
And what's with the gun? What do you need it for?
It's the Raven. He was gunned down, so now I need a pistol.
Dead birds don't need guns. Nor do live ones.
You don't know who the Raven is, do you? He's the greatest burglar ever. He stole paintings from the Louvre, and those priceless eggs with gold and diamonds and stuff. And Bobby Dobbs says he replaced the crown jewels with rhinestones.
I know who the Raven was. Although I don't quite buy that bit about the crown jewels. You do know these days there are thieves far more dangerous than your old Raven. 2 days ago, a precious ruby was stolen from the British Museum.
By the Raven.
There was an explosion. A guard was severely
Really?
Yeah. And you know what the papers say?
You talk too much, Constable.
Zellner, monsieur. Anton Jakob Zellner.
Or did he pull a gun on you?
No, monsieur.
Get a move on.
Okay.
Inspector Legrand. It's a great
Legrand?
honor to work with a celebrity like you.
We appreciate the support of the Swiss police. But it'd be better if you'd remain seated and keep an eye on
In der
things.
rum. He's just sitting around. How can he help?
But monsieur, surely I can be of assistance, somehow. I saw a safe being loaded.
So
We have everything under control.
gotta play him.
If you'll excuse me, I'll be in the first freight car at the back of the train for the rest of the trip.
Boring.
To enjoy the beautiful scenery. I am a good observer, and I have finally honed powers of deduction.
The powers of deduction.
Thanks to that?
I watched the people on the platform in Zurich. I know, for example, that man over there is a violinist.
That would be more impressive if there were a violin case next to him.
What a
And
joke.
I believe that the gentleman in the next carriage is a German doctor on his way to Italy to take up a new position.
And what gives you that?
Ooh, Italy.
There's the rod of Asclepius engraved on his cufflink. And he's carrying a German-Italian dictionary.
Maybe he's just taking a holiday in Italy, following in Goethe's footsteps.
Too much luggage. And no, he's not retiring to Italy either. The suitcases are too shabby for me to believe that he can afford to retire in his late 50s.
All right then, Constable...
Zellner.
Constable Zed.
This is
If
gonna
you're
be
such a
fun.
clever fellow, what am I doing on this train?
What is he doing on this? He's guarding something.
I think you're guarding something.
Oh really? And what might it
Whatever's inside the
I
safe.
really couldn't say. But it must be very important.
be? Why is that?
Because you are very important. They wouldn't have assigned the case to you if it were just a trifle.
Let's assume that we really are transporting something very important on this train. And let's assume that it really is my job to see that it arrives safe. Then why isn't the train crawling with police?
Don't arouse attention.
You don't want to arouse attention.
Evident. But why not?
Because it's a trap.
It's a trap.
You've got a vivid imagination. I'll give you that. Well, that is impressive, I admit. But the fewer people involved, the better. We'll get along fine without you.
You won't.
Ah, so I was mistaken.
Pardonnez-moi.
Ah,
I can help.
damn it.
And I will help. You're in my country, and I've been ordered to assist you. And that's exactly what I'll do, whether you like it or not.
Clever and stubborn. Your commitment speaks volumes, Zana. But this is my show, and I don't need you. Bon voyage.
But how do you know?
Yes. How does he know? Oh, that kid.
Oh, hello.
You cheated.
I did what?
I saw you talking to the German doctor on the platform. He told you everything himself, and you were just pretending to put 2 and 2 together.
What of it? Do you know who that is? That's Inspector Nicholas Legrand. You have to impress him if you want to work with him.
I'm going to tell on you.
You'd really tell on me? To the very policeman who shot your dear Raven?
Whoa. It was him?
Mm-hmm. Hunted and killed Europe's most famous burglar. That's how he got his start.
I won't tell him a thing.
I wouldn't either. All right, Matthew. I have to do my work now.
Everyone calls me Matt. Well, except for my mom. She calls me Maddie.
Yo,
As if
Maddie.
I were a little kid.
Okay. So now let's
Whether
rob
Legrand
the
wants
train
my
line.
help or not, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe I can change his mind.
It's a role-playing game after all. Yeah, I guess I can't get around it. Yes, tell me more. Examine sandwich paper. Take on a sandwich. Oh yeah.
This morning I thought I wouldn't be hungry because of all the excitement. Thankfully, I bought a sandwich with me anyway.
Sandwich paper, and you see that the shape changed. The text says take it. Very good. Let's see where the inventory is. Left click. Bottom of the screen. Oh, there. Okay. Yes, yeah, there. Okay, left click on the sensor. And you're not taking the rotten core. Okay. Okay, so I think I got it. Open inventory again, right click on right click
I
to
wrapped the apple
examine.
core in the sandwich paper. That way I can carry it without making a mess of my trouser pocket. Still, I'd prefer not to have to carry them all day.
You're done. Okay, so I'm taking a napkin, I'm using
The
a
napkin came with the croissant I bought at the train station. A guilty pleasure. I don't need that either.
Alright. Ah. Very good. To the asteroid? No, fine. What if just... Okay.
All right.
Oh, loading. Too bad. We actually have viewers? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, of course, the book.
The Vicarage in the Mirror. A detective novel by my favorite author, Lady Clarissa Westmacott. For years now, I've been trying to convince my theater group to stage one of her plays.
Okay.
I'll leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off.
Okay, so it's basically do whatever I click on thing with right click this expect.
The violinist is a good-looking fellow, and he's traveling through the most beautiful mountain landscape of the world. One can only hope that his violin
I
is
got
better
this.
tuned than he.
Okay, let's just... Okay, so... Does it stop
I'll
being...
leave it there. I'll pick it up before I get off. I'll leave it there.
Yeah,
I'll pick...
okay. Stubby fingers, eh?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, who is he?
If I'm not mistaken, you're a violinist.
That's true.
Oh
A wonderful instrument. The violin music touches the soul.
That's why I learned to play it.
Yeah.
Do you play in an orchestra?
No, orchestras aren't really part of my world.
A solo violinist. The best soloists travel a great deal and make a pile of money, or so they say.
In that case, I'm probably not one of the best.
I've actually played violin for 6 years, and I don't really say it's from the soul, but alright.
Are you traveling to Istanbul non-stop?
No. I'll transfer in Venice to a ship. I'm on my way to Cairo.
Cairo?
I'm performing at the reception in the Egyptian Museum there.
I'm sure your recital will be a great success. But tell me, did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Anything unusual?
Persons acting suspiciously, for instance.
For heaven's sake, is there cause for concern?
Everything is in order, sir. We Swiss are just very cautious people.
I understand. No, I didn't notice anything.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Okay. He's having a notebook? I think so. Oh, I think I also got scores. Interesting. Highlight book, open, give my notebook. Ah, notebook. There it is. Return of the Raven. Yeah, I'm not gonna read those now.
There could be many reasons for the violinist shaking hand. Strained nerves, an illness. My money's on alcohol. It wouldn't be the first musician who ruined his career that way.
Maybe it's just cold or something. That's possible, isn't it?
Very kind of you. Thanks.
Oh,
Pardon me.
the hell was that?
No problem. The uniform is waterproof. Mr.
Lucio. Professor Edgar Lucio.
Oh, a professor. Are you a scientist? Do you teach at the Sorbonne?
No, I work at the British Museum in London.
You don't say.
Have you seen anything suspicious?
Did you notice anything unusual on the train?
Here. On the train. No, I can't say that I have. Although I did spend most of the time in my compartment.
If you
Burglary?
work in the British Museum, then you must have experienced the burglary firsthand.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no?
There was a lot of commotion, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
There was a break-in in your museum, and it didn't concern you?
Well, let's just say that nothing that's happened in the last 2,000 years concerns me.
So he's historian?
Whatever you say. The famous Inspector Legrand is on this train. I imagine you know him.
No, should I?
You don't know him?
You're from London.
And you also don't know what he's doing here?
God.
No. Why should I?
Just a thought. You're a representative of the British Museum. There's a guarded safe on the train.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to imply. Now, please excuse me.
I have the feeling this guy either knows everything or B is just really, really, really stupid.
May I ask where you are going?
Of course. To Venice. I'm going to meet some colleagues there.
Oh, Venice. A beautiful city, or so I'm told.
Indeed. But I really have to take my leave now.
I don't want to take up any more of your valuable time, but you do understand, don't you, that what concerns me is the present, and especially the robbery at the museum.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just... I'm in rather a hurry.
You'll get in touch if you notice anything unusual, won't you, Professor?
Of course, Constable.
Yeah, it's
What's
his
this?
room.
What's the matter, sir?
The door. I can't open it.
Ah, we'll sort it out somehow.
We're not putting in strength.
The compartment is locked.
But I didn't lock it. I don't even have a key. I asked the steward, he was going to bring me one, but he never came back.
Someone locked it.
Find the steward.
I don't see a
He needs to
keyhole.
bring me the key immediately.
Calm down, Professor. I'll see what I can do.
You don't understand. I have to get back in my compartment.
First thing in the morning.
All right, just wait here.
Looking for a key. Let's take a look.
You can easily lock the compartment door from inside by turning a little knob.
But I didn't lock it.
Professor,
I need
if
tools.
you had locked the door from in there, you wouldn't be out here.
Wow, Sherlock.
That's true.
Try to open it. Okay.
I don't believe that... It's no use. The bolt is too short to get a good grip on it.
Okay, so we're gonna get somebody. Okay. Maybe if I take that next one.
The little label on the door reads Baroness von Trebitz. Blue blood on the Orient Express.
What?
Yes, what is it? Whoever that is, James, ask them whether they found my purse and then closed the door. The noise on this train
Things
is
are
driving
happening.
me crazy.
You're missing a purse. Was it stolen?
At the very least, I cannot find it, sir. It was stolen.
When was the last time the Baroness saw her purse?
What? In Zurich, on the platform, sir.
I just asked where you last saw your purse.
In Zurich, on the platform. James, tell him that I still had it when I got out to stretch my legs. The Baroness says...
Maybe you lost it there.
Okay, yeah.
What? The Baroness never loses anything, sir. I never lose anything.
God, those guys are nuts.
Very well then. I shall be on the lookout for your purse. If I might ask you a few questions about your fellow passengers.
I thought he was looking for my purse. James, tell him to look for my purse. The Baroness wishes that you search for her purse.
But couldn't we perhaps... All right. First, the purse.
Damn it, I should have asked.
I will have a look around.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So far not much happened, besides I lost purse in a locked room. Gonna need some action
I
here.
don't believe it. I never thought I'd ever meet you.
Pardon me, but we'd prefer...
It's all right, Miss Miller. I'd like to speak to the inspector.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
just a constable, Lady Westmacott. I'm reading The Vicarage in the Mirror right now, for the 5th time at least.
That's nice, Constable.
Zellner. Anton Jakob Zellner.
This is my companion, Miss Miller.
A pleasure.
What is she doing here?
May I ask what you're doing here? Are you on holiday?
Holiday? Yes, so to speak. The first and last holiday of my life.
Madam?
I've been writing since I was a little girl. It became my job, and now I've stopped. So, this must be a holiday.
You quit writing? Impossible. I have all of your books. Your Detective Partout is my favorite character.
Oh.
Then I have bad news for you. I killed the old wretch off years ago.
I don't understand.
I'd rather not discuss my work, Constable.
Oh, well, fine.
Shows is basically a homage to Agatha Christie, and this train is the Orient train, which is pretty weird to have here. Oh well, we'll just go with it.
There's something else. A passenger's purse has gone missing. I suppose you haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. As you know, I only deal with murder, not burglary.
Have you asked my boy yet? Maddie is good at finding things.
Oh,
I'll go and do that now.
he is the boy. Okay.
Are you traveling to Istanbul, Lady Westmacott?
No, we are on our way to Venice. From there, we will take a ship to Cairo. As you may know, I have a penchant for archaeology. I fund a few excavations in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt by ship as a young woman. And now I'm doing it again as an old woman.
I see. As a writer, you must be very observant. Am I right? I mean, you have to study the behavior of people around you to create the characters in your novels, don't you?
I solved the mystery of human nature a long time ago, Mr. Zellner. Since then, most people just bore me.
Really? I had the impression you were eyeing me suspiciously as I came in.
What do you want to know, Constable?
Did you notice the man who just walked into the next carriage with a cup of tea?
I did. He seemed nervous. He was waiting at the bar for the steward, and since the steward never appeared, he elected to help himself. He took 2 biscuits.
He seems pretty young, but he's already a professor at the British Museum.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to him later. Just out of courtesy, of course.
Of course. Did you notice the blonde man with the violin case?
I certainly did. He introduced himself and tried to make a good impression. People like him are drawn to wealth and fame, like moths to a flame.
But his charms failed on you.
I know him by name. David Kreutzer. He was a drain on my friend's purse.
Do you think he has a money problem?
People like him always have a money problem. No matter how much you give them, they always spend twice as much and complain that they have far too little.
Did you notice anyone else? What about the doctor or the Baroness?
I notice that you've asked me about everyone, except for the inspector who went in the direction of the freight car a few minutes ago. Isn't that the Frenchman who made his name when he caught the Raven?
I wouldn't quite say caught.
Well, shot. Why don't you ask me about him and my theory about what he's doing here?
I don't think we should discuss Inspector Legrand's investigation in public.
Legrand, right. That was his name. Will he save the day again? Or will you, Constable?
As much as I'd like to keep talking, duty calls.
You were right.
Madam?
I did observe you as you came in. You seemed so eager.
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to prove myself, madam.
And this is it. Your chance.
I do hope so.
Then grab it. Even small people can make big changes, as my friend Ronald likes to say.
I shall do my best.
Okay. So, toothpicks.
The steward must have forgotten the toothpicks. Normally he would offer them discreetly after dinner.
Take. I love it. You're gonna play a RPG and all you're doing is point-click adventure, and all you're doing is stealing stuff left and right. And this time I'm even a police constable, and I'm just robbing the place blind.
Mrs. Miller made a good impression. She wanted to protect Lady Westmacott from me, a pushy admirer. Very diligent. But she does seem a little nervous and tense.
All right.
I imagine she has her work cut out for her with Matt. And a difficult boss, from what they say.
Let's see. Okay, you've get the bow.
Butterscotch. I've loved them since I was a child. Their only drawback, they don't play nice with false teeth.
Take.
Maybe if I just suck it.
Yes, suck it. Okay, let's take a look behind the bar.
I suppose the steward won't object to me having a look around in his absence.
What the hell? Somebody rang my doorbell. What the hell? Just a sec. Okay, I'm not gonna open it, but at this hour, I don't know if anybody's actually home.
The pad on which the steward writes orders, empty. Maybe he didn't use it because there's not much to do today.
So, yep. GRCRR. Yeah. The basics of point-and-click adventure. The hero is always kleptomanic. Always. He may joke about it, but he is.
I don't need the pad, but the pencil might come in handy.
I knew it. What else? Scissors.
The steward probably uses the scissors on hard-to-open packages.
Good. Steal it.
These days, nearly everything is sealed up tight. A colleague recently told me about dry powdered soup in small bags. I couldn't believe it.
Not taking. Let's see. Nothing else? Okay. Let's go back.
The ladder leads up to the roof. It will be suicidal to climb up there while the train is at full speed. The wind, tunnels... No, I'll stay down here. I strongly suspect that the door is locked. No, it's open. Hello? Wow.
Don't move a muscle, you feathered fiend.
Okay.
Put the gun down, Robert. If I may introduce Constable Robert Oliver from the Yard. This is the revered Constable Zelm of the Swiss police, who obviously couldn't control his curiosity.
Trap.
Then I was right. You really do want to lure someone into a trap.
That's none of your business.
I was right. Yes. Yes.
Perhaps that's someone recently struck in London.
And how would I bait my trap then?
With something inside the safe?
Someone hasn't done his homework.
What do you know of this Raven's heir?
He tried to blow me up.
Robert, we don't know who we're dealing with yet.
In any event, the new Raven is a more dangerous man than the old one.
How do you know it's a man? Could just as easily be a woman.
Or
kind of doubt it.
several men.
And anyway, how do you know that it's a new Raven?
Monsieur?
Never mind.
I hope you'll acknowledge that I, as a Swiss policeman, can undertake investigations in my own country.
Are we still in Switzerland?
I could be your eyes on the train, as long as you're here in the freight car.
Oh, really?
There is a certain Professor Lucien on the train. He's an archaeologist from London.
And what's his story?
Well, it seems someone locked him out of his compartment.
Locked him out.
Well, yes. The door is locked and he's standing outside without a key.
Was it locked from inside?
It may have been. Do you think the locked door could be important?
Professor Lucien plays an important role in this story. Well then, Constable Zellner, be my eyes and ears on the train, and see that Professor Lucien gets back into his compartment. Report back to me when you're through.
My pleasure, monsieur.
What?
And then there's the Baroness. She's missing her purse.
Baroness von Trevis. Interesting.
Indeed, sir.
But it has nothing to do with our case.
So I shouldn't concern myself with the matter.
Why
That
not?
mustache.
It's your job as a policeman. But
That
don't expect me to be particularly interested in a lost purse.
I go attend to the door now.
Good. And, Constable Zellner,
Yes?
don't bother us unless you have something new to report.
Of course. A thief might get anxious if there's too much activity in the freight car.
Exactement. Knock twice. Then we'll know that it's true.
I'm pretty sure the thief will also knock twice.
An investigation on behalf of Legrand that takes me one step closer. If I can convince him of my competence, I might even be able to see this case through to the end.
Alright, so what am I looking for?
A box with a padlock. I suppose it contains tools for the train's crew, maybe for coupling and uncoupling the cars. At any rate, it's positioned so that it's easier to reach from the ground than from up here.
Let's open it.
Locked.
Bang!
Huh?
Don't move.
Matt, have you gone mad?
I'll shoot. Hey, my pistol.
You'll get it back in Venice. I could have fallen under the wheels.
I thought you were a ghost.
Ghosts don't exist.
They do too. Once you flew past the window.
Yes, yes, sure.
Oh.
Now get moving.
Oh.
Okay, something's up. Let's see. Toothpick. She's as good as he thinks. I have a wallet. Is it mine?
I bought it last week at a flea market. I like it because it tells a story. I suppose the previous owner bought himself a newer one. This one still works just fine, though.
Alright. Could I load?
Pills for my heart. I'm
Oh.
supposed to take one if I have trouble. My daughter insisted that I take that with me. She was strongly against this little adventure, but I wasn't about to change my mind.
Alright. Let's get back in the saloon car. Okay.
Ah,
The doctor.
Mr.
Zellner.
Right, right. How can I help you?
Tell me, did you notice anything suspicious here on the train or in Zurich?
You mean, except for the fact that my suitcase was
Oh.
stolen on the platform? No. Is there any reason to be concerned?
No, just routine.
Constable Zellner, please don't think I'm naive. I spotted the inspector from Interpol. Legarde is his name, if I recall correctly.
Legrand.
If you say so. At the train station in Zurich, he put a cash box into the safe, and then kept close watch as it was loaded onto the train. Don't tell me that a man at his pay grade routinely tramps across the Alps just to keep an eye on cash boxes.
A cash box? Like the ones you'd find in safe deposit boxes?
Precisely. And I believe we both have a good idea just what's inside.
I do indeed have a theory, but what's yours?
A ruby was stolen in London. one of the legendary Eyes of the Sphinx. The second jewel, an emerald, is rumored to be in a Swiss bank vault, if I remember correctly. Both jewels were supposed to be exhibited together in Cairo for the first time in 50 years. It does make one wonder.
Indeed. Any news about the robbery in London?
Quite something, wasn't it? It must have been professionals. The way they disabled one of the best security systems in the world. Most impressive.
People were injured.
One cannot execute a robbery of that scale without collateral damage. It seems like the Raven has finally found a worthy successor. We can look forward to new and spectacular moves.
I'm afraid I won't enjoy his exploits this time around if the new Raven is so reckless.
That's your prerogative.
May I borrow your newspaper?
You can take the section with the article on the burglary. You're interested in that bit, aren't you?
You got me out.
Here you go.
Dankeschön. There's something else. Do you know where the conductor is?
I'd like to know that myself. I told him to search for my missing suitcase in Zurich. He hasn't got back to me yet. He's probably in cahoots with the thieves, and didn't bother getting back on the train. If we don't crack down on vermin like them, the rabble will rule the world one day.
Well, at the moment, we still don't know what really happened.
He's not here doing his job. That's bad enough.
I meant to ask, the Baroness is missing her purse.
A Baroness? This train is really full of the creme de la creme. The Queen of Crime is over there, and now a Baroness as well.
Have you seen the purse?
Unfortunately, no. Do you know Lady Westmacott? You were talking to her.
Well, I'm an admirer of her work.
Like so many others. I once read in the newspaper that only Shakespeare and the Bible sell more copies than her crime novels.
I read that too.
She must be filthy rich. As a doctor, I'd have to work 1,000 years to earn that kind of money.
Auf Wiedersehen, Dr. Gebhardt.
Goodbye, Constable. It was a pleasant chat, really.
Don't like him. Okay. Yeah, could go back and impress the Inspector with the knowledge, but let's try it.
Inspector Legrand was quite clear. I'm only to enter the freight car if there's news to report.
Okay, it's not news. Let's try to open the door then.
Constable?
Yes, ma'am.
My son didn't make any trouble for you, I hope. It's just that he just walked past us, silent and seething. That's usually a sign that someone's laid down the law.
I'm afraid so. He played a trick on me, a rather dangerous one. The lad left me no choice but to take away his wooden pistol as a punishment.
I understand. And thank you. Maddie is a very lively child. Sometimes he needs a strong fatherly hand.
Where is Matt's father, if I may ask?
He's gone.
Ah, I understand.
Could you, leave Maddie's pistol here, perhaps? So you don't have to bother with it?
Of course. I told him he wouldn't get it back until Venice.
Very well. Thank you again, Constable.
Okay. Or maybe I could talk to her again.
An extraordinary woman. Talented, intellectual, extremely rich, and the most successful writer of all time. Yet, they say she can be difficult on occasion, and that she's rather unhappy. There are thousands of things, but nothing would justify neglecting my duties here on the train.
Okay. So, this is apparently not important right now. Good. So, I'm gonna try to open the door. What could I use? Butterscotches, pencils, toothpick. I don't think anything.
Let's see if there's any news. Blah, 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 blah. Eye of the Sphinx. One of 2 priceless jewels. Extraordinary pure ruby. 2000 BC, etc., etc. Old news. And here, shocking burglary. Professional thieves surprised by museum guard Charles Langley and Constable Robert Oliver of Scotland Yard. Explosion. Constable Robert Oliver from Scotland Yard. He was there when the first eye was stolen. Now he's guarding the second one. Luna's Drops. The calming herbal liqueur for women. A glass a day. It relaxes the nerves and maintains domestic tranquility. Luna's Drops. If you don't want to bother your husband. John Surtees won the Formula One World Championship for the first time on Saturday. He also won the World Championship in motorcycle racing from 1956 to 1960, making him the only man in motorsports to win world championships in both motorcycle and Formula One events. Not really my cup of tea. Too loud, too fast, too much exhaust. A story about the upcoming Oscars and Cleopatra's chances of winning. An incredible feat. They built the largest movie set of all time in Rome. And because of the main actress's many illnesses, several changes of director, and months of delays, cost shot to over $14 million. The most expensive movie ever made. A record never to be broken.
Not long. It's not gonna be for long. Okay. What else?
Stuart's pencil. Probably one of the most traveled pencils in the world. I won't eat any just now. It would be rather embarrassing if I met Legrand and wasn't able to open my mouth because it's been stuck shut or because I lost some teeth. The wooden toothpicks are packed into small paper wrappers. Nothing unusual.
I don't know the logic here. Logics, but I'm gonna try it.
He doesn't make a very balanced impression. And he, of all people, isn't bothered by a robbery in his own museum. The Baroness seems to have... I better not bother her. Perhaps a thoughtful conductor noticed that Professor Lucien wasn't in his compartment.
Okay.
If I may trouble you... A passenger is missing her purse. Perhaps you've seen it.
So, there are thieves on the train.
It's been missing for some time now. Probably since Zurich.
The Swiss don't let go of money easily, do they? Oh, pardon. No, I haven't seen the purse.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Let's ask him.
going to be angry with me for the rest of the trip?
Until I get my pistol back.
I gave it to your mother.
Oh, man. Couldn't you have just raked me over the coals?
Would you have learned anything from that?
I didn't learn anything from this either.
Should I ask for an autograph? That will be quite unprofessional. But on the other hand... The large map shows the different routes of the Orient Express. This train began in Paris and ends in Istanbul, as usual. Unfortunately, it will make most of its journey without me. This is the first car. The coal tender should be directly beyond this door, and in front of it, the engine.
Alright, but where is the conductor? He should be around here. Doesn't seem to be.
Come on, Matt. Did you really think that you can ignore me for longer than I can ignore you? I'm Swiss. It's practically a national sport. Matt is digging in his heels. I won't get anything out of him as long as he's angry.
I know. Give him a butterscotch.
Would you like a butterscotch?
You think you can bribe me?
I have no reason to. You made trouble and got punished for it. Take it as a peace offering.
Just 4?
If I'm faster than you, there'll only be 3.
Hey!
Friends again?
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And no dangerous nonsense anymore.
Okay.
Yes.
Your mother is Lady Westmacott's companion, correct?
Yeah, but it's not like you think. At first I thought, boy, you must be really wicked if you need to pay for friends. But the lady's really okay. A bit odd and really old. But other than that, she's great. She likes me.
The lady has peculiar taste.
Hey!
You and your mother, do you both live on Lady Westmacott's estate?
I'm only there for the holidays. Most of the time I'm at boarding school.
I imagine that's not very pleasant.
No, it's fine. I have friends there. You always have to be so quiet in the lady's house, and I'm not allowed to bring any friends.
Such a big house with so many places to hide, and no one to play hide and seek with.
You said it.
And how long has your mother worked for the lady?
2 years.
And your father? What does he do?
He stayed home. I used to go fishing with him, and hunting. He even let me shoot a real gun.
And then?
Then Mom fought with him, and he left. I was 7.
Oh, and how old are you now?
In 8 months, I'll be 9 years old.
And do you already know what you want to be when you grow up? A burglar?
No. We'll see. Maybe an actor.
Really? Well, I don't know. You need a lot of talent for that. I'm an actor in a theater group, you know?
You are?
Oh, yes. And I'm one of the best in our group, if I may say so. I get really deep into my roles, you know? I don't just talk like the character. I think like him. I become him. It's the only way to... Matt, are you okay?
I think you just have to be good at copying things to be an actor.
That wasn't bad. Disturbing, but not bad. The Baroness in the second compartment over there is missing her purse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Do I ever? That guy over there with the violin case?
What about him?
He picked up something in Zurich and put it in his violin case.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, and he made sure that nobody saw him.
You saw him?
Uh-huh.
Did you also see what it was?
Nah, not really. But now that I think of it, it must have been the Baroness's purse.
I should look into it, shouldn't I?
I'm gonna solve this.
Tell me, have you seen the steward anywhere?
No. He was walking around a little while ago, though.
Hopefully they didn't forget him in Zurich.
What's he supposed to do?
I'm looking for a key to open a compartment door.
Did you check his things behind the counter?
I'm sure the drawers will be locked.
Can't you break it open? Or pick the lock like a raven?
Perhaps. But I need a piece of wire or something like that.
Ask my mom. She has a lot of hairpins. She doesn't like the wind messing up
Oh,
her hair.
this guy's helpful.
Thanks for the tip. So long.
So longer.
Okay.
The violin case looks lovely.
Let's take the purse then.
Excuse me, sir. About the purse.
Ah, yes? Has it been found?
Someone saw you with your violin case on the platform in Zurich.
What's the meaning of this? I didn't steal anything.
Nobody said you did. I just wanted to ask you whether you might have noticed anything on the platform. Why did you think I was accusing you?
Well, I thought, because you mentioned my violin case in the context of the purse.
Apropos, may I have a look at your violin? It must be a very extraordinary piece.
Oh, that's not possible. It's a genuine Granelli.
Very valuable.
Very. And also very sensitive.
What could harm it here? Light? Air? May I ask you to open the violin case?
No, you may not. I'm not guilty of anything.
I'm afraid I have to insist.
Then I'm afraid you need a warrant. I will not stand back unless you rifle through my belongings.
Have a good trip.
Thank you.
I think but to be sure that Matt was right, how can I do that without...
Natürlich mit ihr. Ha.
All right, Matt. Tell me now. The violinist won't let me check his violin case.
Of course he won't. He's hiding something. Should I distract him?
Yep.
You can have a look at his case.
What do you suggest?
I could tell him there's a suitcase full of money in the next carriage. If he's a thief, he'll definitely want to take a look at it.
I don't think he'll fall for that.
Or I can insult him and then run away. He'll try to catch me, and you'll have a chance to look in that violin case.
Now that I think about it, this is something I have to attend to on my own. It would be expecting a bit much from a little boy.
Little boy? You must be kidding.
Sorry, Sheriff, but your idea about distracting him is good all the same. So long.
So longer.
Okay, so I insult him.
The violinist is uncooperative. I have to come...
Nah. Nah. What if I... Sorry. Have to think of something. Pencil? Nah.
Professor Lucien?
Yes? Do you have the key?
Actually, I wanted to...
Please.
The Baroness seems...
Oh, one thing after another. Guess I'm gonna get the pin.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes?
Did you notice...
Oh, I'm afraid not. I was totally focused on my work.
She's always got an awful lot to do, my Mary.
You have to tell me if that's not all right with you.
Good Lord, child. Knit as much as you want.
So, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, Constable.
Please excuse my unusual request, but Matt said you have some hairpins. Could I borrow one?
One of my hairpins?
It's a long story. It would be a big help.
Well, if you really need one.
Go ahead, Mary. The constable won't do it any harm. Will you, Mr. Zellner?
Of course not, madam.
Is this one okay?
It'll do nicely, madam. How very kind of you. Ha. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Lady Westmacott.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might...
Sign your book, Constable Zellner?
If it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Of course it's an inconvenience, but only a small one.
Lucky.
You are welcome.
Thank you so very much. There are... but not...
Okay, next thing.
I need a bit of wine. And suddenly, it's me who's the thief on the train. Oops, that was easier than expected. Batteries, a toothbrush, shaving brush, but not the key to the compartment door. Just this one. Too small for the door, but it might still be useful.
Stealing, stealing, stealing the gun. Stealing the good long day. Stealing really everything on a train.
I'd better let him read his...
I know where the key belongs.
That's it. There we go. This should help.
Yep, I know what to do. Gonna use those on the door. And I'm gonna solve this part really quick. Okay.
I bet I could really get a grip on the boat with these.
Well, come on then, hurry up.
Hello?
Let's see. Somebody murdered, probably?
Window ajar.
No. Nothing to see.
Ah.
Are you okay?
Hmm? Yes. Fine.
Do you have any idea why the door was locked?
I don't know. Maybe the constant vibrations caused the lock to lock itself.
You can't possibly believe that.
Well, then what's your theory?
The conductor could have locked it from the outside. On the other hand, it could have been someone here in the compartment who locked the door from the inside.
Who? And where have they gone?
Window.
They could have climbed out there.
Who would be that insane?
The thief.
You tell me, Professor. So, what are you hiding in your bag? What do you have that would be worth stealing?
No, nothing.
No valuables?
Certainly not. Not on my salary.
It was enough for a first-class compartment on a luxury train.
That's my business.
You're playing a dangerous game, Professor Lucien. I'd like to look around a bit.
Of course.
Assuming there really was someone in the compartment, and he climbed out the window, where's he gone? Wow. That's a very nice fountain pen. Pricey.
If you'd managed to decode hieroglyphics that boggled the best minds in the last 3,000 years, you'd have received a gift like that as well.
I really wonder what the professor is hiding from me. But I can't just rifle through the luggage of innocent citizens. This is the 60s. No, nothing interesting. The Bible, Grimm's Fairy Tales, Moby Dick, and gin, whiskey, and rum. All classics. Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Oh, nothing.
Well, good.
Professor Lucien?
Yes?
Godspeed, Professor Lucien.
Thanks.
The good professor is hiding something. It would be good if I could find out more about him. The Baroness seems better.
Okay. If I still have that key, maybe there's another thing I could use.
Pardon me, sir.
We could have used you a few minutes ago.
What the hell? Where did he come from? And especially, where did he go?
Professor Lucien.
Okay, so he's fine.
How can I help you, Constable Zelda?
Godspeed, Professor Lucien.
Thanks.
There's something to be found. His bag, if he's not there. How? He's gone again.
There are... But... Mrs...
Yes?
Thank you for your hairpin, Mrs. Miller. It really got me out of a jam.
Oh, really? That's good to hear. And thank you for bringing it back to me. Not everybody would have.
I'm a Swiss policeman, madam. I couldn't do otherwise even if I tried. Goodbye, Mrs. Miller.
Goodbye, Constable.
Inspector Legrand?
Anything to report?
I got Professor Lucien into his compartment using a pair of pliers.
Did you notice anything inside the compartment?
The window was open. Someone could have climbed out.
And the professor?
Acted suspiciously. He rummaged around in his leather bag.
And?
He seemed to have found what he was searching for.
Good. Good work.
Now, perhaps you could give me some information.
Yes.
All right. We should...
What? The light's gone out.
Flashlights! Ah! Get off me!
There's a note.
There, sir. An envelope.
My dear Nico, you should take a closer look at the box. R.
What the dickens? It's a...
Away with it! Take cover!
What the hell?
Is everyone all right? Are you hurt? Quick thinking. Well done, Zellner.
So, we're almost in 1 hour and a half.
I think the tunnel collapsed.
Then he's trapped. Hurry, we have to lock the second exit.
That's gonna be about it.
Sir, there's a fire up ahead. The engine's burning.
It's a distraction. Hurry, block the exit.
But sir...
The fire will consume all the oxygen.
He's right, Inspector. A fire in a narrow tunnel is extremely dangerous.
Merde. Go to the front of the train, find the engineer, and tell him to move the train out of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? You have to uncouple the freight car. You understand?
I understand.
I'll see to the passengers. They should all wait in the tunnel. We'll check each one in turn as they go out.
Let's get to it.
So. I'm done for now.